Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It's basically a collective reading to be enjoyed and used by everyone whenever they see it. It's originally created for Tuesday the 18th. I believe that's what date we're at. Let me just double check that. Yes, Tuesday, the 18th of May. But it's not necessarily set for that date. So if you're seeing this on a date like, way in the future, that's completely fine. If it showed up randomly in your forecast, or I'm sorry, in your feed on YouTube or wherever, and you're coming across it, it might just be time and there may be meaning behind this. So if it does apply, please feel free and use it, right? If it makes sense to something that's going on in your life and you can apply it, go ahead and utilize it. It's not solely set for the 18th. I will reference things in videos previous to this for this week, but all of that can also still be utilized. So please look at the drop-down menu in there on the YouTube video. It shows you some things that I want you to think about when you're watching my videos. Also, how to support the channel, how to book a private reading, all of that stuff is available to you there. Beyond that, I want to also say sorry that I did not do the Charming live event last night. It is now Monday morning. I am still without internet. He's supposed to be here this morning at 8:30. I am able to videotape, but I'm not able to upload until he gets here. So this video itself is going to show up on Patreon a little bit later than normal. And yeah, so sorry that I was unable to go live. I'm still going to figure out how I'm going to get up to work this morning. I'm hoping that I can. Somehow I was able to be on work, but not online. None of my devices will read my network, so I couldn't use my overhead camera for Charmings last night. All right, so let's see what these cards have to say. Oh, also, Jen, I saw in my email that you sent money for a payment for Charming. If you want, we can just do that. I don't know if you're seeing this. You probably are, hopefully. If you see this, just reach out to me and let's do it privately. Once I have internet, I can do it for you via video, or I can send you a reading or something. All right, so let's see what the cards are. Sorry. Sidetrack. Okay, I'll take it. So we have Temperance, beautiful card associated with Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius. All about balance. I believe, didn't we just see Temperance last week? We did. We saw it on the 14th. So Temperance is about, and I'm just going to go back into this. My vision of Temperance is, first off, we see this beautiful angel. So there's this connection to the spiritual. There's this connection to the expansion of Jupiter, to the benefic qualities of Jupiter, to that sort of overall well-being and feeling of love. When I look at this angel, there's always this, we're in touch with our spirit, ideally. Our higher self or our guides are around us. We're allowing them to guide us, to not necessarily control us, but to maybe filter our experience for us so that we're feeling it from a more peaceful state. And this can be our own conscious awareness. We could be choosing this for ourselves, which is the beauty of this card, right? We have his third eye, and to me, this halo of light is also the crown chakra, right? So he's using his upper chakras to kind of maintain balance. We see that he has 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. Therefore, he's got a clear sort of basis for not only being in his emotions and how he feels emotionally, but how that connects to him spiritually, i.e. the body of the angel, but also materially or physically. His foot being on the rock there says that we're able to kind of ground what we're feeling into what we're experiencing and make harmony with it, right? That's this Temperance, by keeping it in balance, by not necessarily jumping to conclusions, by not necessarily getting into the fray, by maintaining a more quiet, internal, peaceful space that ideally brings us a better perspective, a higher knowledge, a bigger picture, whatever it is that you might be looking for today. This is an opportunity to find it through this idea of, maybe weighing pros and cons or looking at things from the other point of view. That's always sort of like Temperance's activities, him pouring the water back and forth between the two chalices. to me, is about maybe a waking meditation on whatever it is that we're facing, working towards. And facing doesn't necessarily have to mean something negative. This could be something even positive. It's like finding that temperance to not get in our own way, or to not allow fear to be our guide. I have a tendency to do that personally, where I'll get scared and of success and then just, maybe not attempt it. Does anybody relate to that? So, we want to, instead of allowing ourselves to be led in any one extreme sort of direction, right, towards the light or towards the dark, or towards the right or towards the wrong, or whatever it may be for us that we're working on, temperance is about sort of maintaining that middle ground, maintaining that overall view of a situation that brings us freedom, that brings us peace, right, that brings us a more centeredness, more connectedness to ourselves, to our own spirit, to our own emotions, and how we may feel about a situation or within a situation or with people, so that we can be like almost rise above it in a way. That's kind of the angelic aspect of this card, is he is able to achieve more through maintaining this balance and this perspective. We see that crown glowing in the lower part of the card here on the end of this path, meaning, this journey may be long. We've got a long way to go. This is something that we may want to do to also even, retain our energy, so that we can continue moving forward or moving along the path, that there are gifts to be had. That would be the crown to me. There's awareness, intelligence, perspective to be had that will honor us, that will acknowledge us or validate us in a way. It may be not now, but it will come towards the future. We just have to be sort of that never-ending sort of patience that comes with this card. We have to exemplify that, pursue that, or make that our focus. Remember, we have the beauty of the Ten of Cups underneath this card, and now we're at Tuesday, so we should be beginning to shift into the midweek card, which is the Emperor, which would be to me, the Ten of Cups is that foot in the water, and then the Emperor is that foot on the ground. Right? I'm just going to point this out. We have the Ten of Cups here. We have the Emperor here. So very solid, both really strong things that are working together. And then they come together in the body of this angel, right? Which is through this spiritual understanding that we may hold, or that ideally we're seeking, that we're holding, that we are utilizing in our thoughts, in our actions, in our words today, and allowing them to be kind of what guides us, okay? So I think that there's a really beautiful energy today that allows us to stay sort of maybe out of the fray, yet still feeling accomplished, complete, secure, not necessarily, I don't know, I want to say not necessarily able to have our buttons pushed, if that makes sense. Right? So we rise above it versus getting caught up in it, is sort of the feeling that I'm getting. So I like this a lot. Here is the Botanical Oracle. It is Golden Poppy. I love this because this used to be I think this is California's flower, the state flower. But I remember as a kid, we used to hold these underneath our chin to see if you could see the gold reflected on the skin, and that reminded you, or it supposedly was an indicator of whether or not you liked butter. I don't know if anybody knows about that. Did you guys used to do that as a kid? I remember doing this with poppies. Bright, beautiful, exuberant flowers. The color of the gold. When you see a field of these kind of flowers, they are not only beautiful, but it's something about that golden energy. It's warm and rich and energetic in a way. It brings about an energy and an intelligence, which I like. I love that the gold in the poppies matches sort of the gold in the crown and in the third eye chakra. We also see this gold here in these, I think that these are like lilies of some sort, or to me they look like lilies because they're near the water, but we also see them here. It's almost like they look like the same flower to me. To me, this idea of dream, poppies, when you think of the Wizard of Oz, she fell asleep in the field of poppies. Poppies allow us to open our mind, which we see that happening here with this angel today. Where do we want to go? And remember too, that now I'm going here with the angel and the opening of the mind. Remember that stone for this week is this idea of miracle. I don't know why I get a funny feeling that somebody, or maybe a few of us, maybe all of us, hopefully all of us, if we open our mind today and go to that place of our higher self, get into that quiet space of possibility and begin to dream, maybe we create some sort of miracles that bring about the what it is we want, right? There's something weird about these cards today, the matching of the flowers, the golden crown. There's something that is I almost want to say, like, I feel like if we quietly contemplate and just mull it over, like a waking meditation, and sort of almost even like treat it as if it's something simple and peaceful, like a daydream in a way. That's the dreaming of the poppy. Similar to how you hold the flower underneath your chin to see if you like butter, like hold that dream underneath your chin and see, are you ready? Because something tells me that maybe we are. I don't know, weird. That's sort of the feeling that I'm getting. Let's go to the grounding. Okay, and we have promise. So promise to me is not only a commitment, but it also, I always say this, it takes me to that place of that idea of being fulfilled, like full of opportunity. That's also a meaning for the word promise, right? The idea of what is it that is out there for us that we want, that we desire, that we're willing to commit to going to having, right? And again, we see that with dream. I really think today is a day, because we have that Emperor card coming. Today is the day to sort of sit in the thoughts or in the feelings, in the emotions, in the spirit of what is it that we want, if our dreams could come true, or if those dreams were promised to us, right? What is it that we would do? What steps would we take to go about creating them for ourselves? We don't necessarily have to fully take those steps just today. The Emperor will begin to start to take that action probably tomorrow or this coming week. But today is the day to sort of peacefully think about that, contemplate that. Open yourself to the dream, open yourself to the idea of the promise, become comfortable with the idea of promising yourself that opportunity, maybe beginning to make that commitment to yourself that indeed I will go after this. Remember too, that's that hollyhock card is that idea of abundance, right? Do we have any fears around that abundance? Do we have any fears around success? Similar to what I said earlier about something I struggle with. Maybe that's why my channel's not growing. Even though that's what I want, but I'm fearful of it in some ways. It's funny, like it's like, this is the thing that I want to do, and I do it every day, and I get up and I make a commitment to try and do it every morning, and but I'm fearful of it, and so but I really, really want it. And so that's how I'm sort of interpreting these cards today. For me, I hope that this meaning means something for you too. I do see some parallels, especially these golden flowers around us, the golden crown, and this idea of promise. I feel like our world is full of it for us today, i.e. miracles or promises that we can make to ourselves and to those around us to expand ourselves. To also, I will say this too, Jupiter is in Pisces, which is also really spiritual and expansive and beautiful. So keep that in mind right now during this time. It's until late July. So enjoy this energy while you can. And Pisces is the dreamer. That is your forecast. Please hit the thumbs up and enjoy, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.